Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was thumping. Yeah, sorry. It's like an unconscious thing I do. Kind of like, like tapping your foot when you're impatient, but like 100 times worse. I'll try to stop though. Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. I have no idea why they're not opening up a second register or something because at this rate, we're gonna be here tomorrow. Oh, you're in a rush? Well, that just makes it even worse for you then. If you want, you can go first. Not that it really matters that much since whoever's at the register is scanning so slowly. Yeah, makes me want to get back there and scan it myself. I mean, come on. Beep, 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 done, like, it can't be that hard. Um, do you think they're like a new worker or something? Or maybe they're like tired or I don't know. Yeah, I like to see the best in people. Maybe they're just having a bad day and they really shouldn't have called in to work right now. I used to work in retail too, and it's an absolute nightmare. Your boss thinks you have nothing better to do than work at any hour of the day. The customers, they assume you're either some sort of slave or they keep asking you 1,000 things when you're just trying to do one thing. And it's all frustrating. And, not to mention the occasional Karen, oof. Some people are just filled with audacity and nothing else. Are you sure you're okay? You seem even more frustrated with this line than me. Um, what are you in a rush for? Oh, you're on work time? At this hour? Jeez, that sounds awful. What do you do for a living to be shopping for someone else? Ah, a personal assistant. I imagine that might be a lot like working retail, literally being paid to help someone with everything they do. It kind of just sounds like people get the habit of treating you like a servant to some degree. Yeah, that sounds really awful. I could never last in that job. I'd probably lash out at them as soon as something like that happened and lose the job immediately. So, since you're still on the job, I guess you're pretty good at it. I mean, silver linings, right? There's probably millions of people out there who would do worse than you at your job for one reason or another. So you should never think you're the worst at your job. Because if you were, they'd fire you. The fact that you still work the job you do is purely a reward for the fact that you're better than most people might be. Anyways, I'll stop bugging you. I'm sure you have better things to think about while waiting for this queue to get smaller. Oh, really? That's so sweet of you to say. I don't really get a lot of people saying they like my voice. The go-to compliment is really the ears or the tails or the eyes. I mean, I totally get it. Play Bunny and magazines like it. They've really made bunny hybrids just like a category on sites that, if you're not into that, you don't want to be on. But, compliments like, I like your voice, they're really nice. It feels like they're acknowledging me as me rather than, like, being a bunny. Honestly, more than you think. Lots of people out there want a bunny boy as their partner. Um, Both gentlemen and ladies. Uh, it's kind of like how people like goth people or emos or punks or whatever. But, regardless, I'm happy you like my voice. You've got a nice one yourself. No, I swear I'm not just saying that. I really do. I never lie when complimenting someone. That does mean I give less compliments than most people might, but I don't care because it means when someone does get a compliment from me, they know I really mean it. Really. If I say I like your voice, that's me saying I really like your voice, and that's not just trying to return the favor of a compliment. Well, I'm glad it makes you feel a bit better yourself. You're too cute to be down like that. Really? I'm not usually the one to start a conversation, but I'm happy you asked me about my thumping because I really wanted to talk to you, to be honest. I just couldn't figure out how to strike up a conversation, but now that we're talking, we're talking, and that means I actually get to tell you how cute I think you are. Look, I don't want to keep you away from your job. I think the cashier's finally beginning to pick up the pace a little over there, but if you want to, I can give you my number, and we can meet again sometime for a date. I would honestly love it if we could. You seem like you're really interesting, and your job is definitely interesting as well. Yeah, of course. Let me give you my card. I think I have it somewhere over... yeah, there it is. That's my name, number, and email address. No matter how you want to contact me, I'm available every single day for at least a few hours. Yeah, I run my own company. It's, nothing big, just a small service industry, but it makes good money, and if you ever want to come over, I'll give you a discount. No, not a service like that. No, no. I mean, like, we help people plan activities. Oh dear, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't mean to imply anything like that. No, not that there's anything wrong with those kinds of jobs, but I'm not doing that, kind of stuff. You know? God, I'm just making this hole deeper the longer I keep talking, aren't I? I'm sorry, I'm usually a lot more composed than this, but I'm just struggling for some reason right now. Maybe it's because you've got this effect on me. I mean, I do feel that I'm blushing a little bit, but I didn't think it'd be this bad already. I mean, bunny boys, we get flustered really easily. Even when you're not actively trying to flirt with me, it might already be too much for me to handle. Really, especially since I like you. I know, we've barely met, and you are in a rush to get back to your boss, but I can't really help it, you know? Once upon a time, you just see someone crossing the street, and something in your head just kind of clicks. Life suddenly feels like it makes sense. Not that anything in your life has changed all that much, but you've just seen someone that you feel is, just right. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, it might just be instinct, but I think we'd be great together, of course. We don't know each other yet, but we've talked for like 10 minutes or something. We haven't even the slightest clue if we'll even meet again, assuming you don't call me. And I know humans prefer to have this long dating thing where you have to get to know each other and dance around the point for a long time. But us hybrids just have instinct, I guess. We can just sort of feel it. Like, we feel how compatible you are with someone. Trust me, it feels really weird. It's not quite a sixth sense, but it's also not knowledge either. It just kind of feels like we're hungry, kind of. No, that sounds wrong. I'm terrible with the words. It's hard to express any of this, so I usually don't, but I'm trying to explain to you that I think saying I love you already might come across as really weird, but it's not far away from it. If you want to, I'm not saying you have to, of course. You can just say no, and I swear I won't ever bother you again, but if you want to, I really want to go out with you sometimes. You can pick the place anywhere and I'll pay as long as I can afford it. But I really would like to do anything for you, just give me a chance. I get it. If you think I'm coming on too strong, it's kind of overwhelming for me too. I don't usually feel this strong about someone I've never met, and I was hoping that you'd give me a chance to see why that is. Yeah, I know. We're in a grocery store and I'm spilling my heart to a stranger. Very, very aware of that fact and how awkward it is. But just give me an answer and I'll either get out of your hair or try to be quiet to make it less awkward, but in either case, if you answer quickly, this entire situation will become a lot less awkward. You're willing to give it a shot? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, I'm being, I'll try and keep it zipped. I promised you that. You think it's cute? You're making it worse now. Okay. Okay, I know this is a, I know this is like an absurd question, like really totally insane. But would you mind if I kissed you right now? I need to do something to vent this, or I feel like I might explode. I can't. Thank you. I insert the sounds of you kissing me. Okay, calm down. I need to stay calm. I can handle this. I'm sorry if this entire conversation has been a roller coaster. I'm pretty sure I'm just as embarrassed as you are. I'm just a bit of a mess right now, and, well, let's be honest, more than a bit of a mess. A big mess. Totally lost my control of thoughts for a bit. It's very hard to keep up with myself. Let's start with, thank you for kissing me, and thank you for putting up with what might be the weirdest way you've ever met someone, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Alright, bye, I'm gonna be out of here right now. Whoa. Right, groceries, right, I was buying things, I can't forget the things and stuff. Oh, you're very close, very, very close. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I can barely feel my legs anymore. You're just turning me into jelly at this point. You like that? Oh god, okay, alright, okay. This escalated, very quickly. I don't think this is a decent, for a supermarket, and definitely not while you're still on the job. So if that cashier would please just hurry up so that you can get back on your job and I can get home and just sit there and think about how soft your lips are and how sweet you smell and how good you taste and... Okay, I'm okay. I'm just... Wow, I really need to get home right now because I cannot be held responsible for my actions if I spend too much time in your presence. Yeah, that intense... Which, to be fair, it isn't exactly your fault. It's mostly mine, but still probably best to know. Chill for a bit, so that we don't spend the rest of the week in a bed and get you fired. Just, thank you so much for, giving me the chance with this. Thank you so much for just striking up a conversation. If you didn't, I may have seen you walk away without a word between us, and you'll be the one who got away, but, well, let's just say I really look forward to our date, you know? And, definitely, but I think I'm gonna explode right here if we talk too long. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna take this to the cashier and we'll meet again, really soon. Bye.